now we are the masters of our fate. That the task which has been set us is not above our strength. That its pangs and toils are not beyond our endurance. What kind of a people do they think we are? Is it possible they do not realize that we shall never cease to persevere against them until they have been taught a lesson which they and the world will never forget?
The efforts of heroes like Winston Churchill help to make it possible for me to make videos like this for you, but it's the subscribers like you who help motivate me to continue to make them. So thank you guys. Welcome gamers to GamerGuide channel. I am Roland in Robocraft, and in this episode I'm going to be showing you how to build one of the most heavily electroplated healers I've built so far in Robocraft, the Tier 8 Electromantis version 2. Now, like the Tier 6 and the 9, it's been engineered for climbing and stability, and also has the quickness and the other features that make the Electromantis great, and an increasingly popular choice in Robocraft, as you see in this video. The blocks you will need and the total RP cost are shown over to the right of the screen, so check that out. This build is going to be 1324 CPU and a total of 240 cubes. It's larger and more expensive than the version 1, but it's also tougher, especially against air attacks and overhead assaults, so keep that in mind. Both are great options, but this one's definitely the hardier of the two. This build also uses a lot of prism plating on the bottom, so allow a little extra time to get those blocks faced in the right direction, as it will make a big difference in the survivability of this craft. Guys, thanks a lot for trying out my builds. I've been noticing a lot of people in the game playing Tier 7, Tier 6, 9, and the 8. I'm sure some of you guys are playing the Tier 10 too. Just haven't been doing the Tier 10 quite as much. I've been working on my Mega build, and I have my new Mega completed. I also built a brand new Sniper build today that I'm going to be probably showcasing sometime this week or next for you guys too. It's the next XI7 build, so you guys can look forward to that if you're a fan of the series. Alright gamers, well let's go ahead and head over to the garage and take a look at the build. First thing we're going to need to do is switch our mirror line. And first, if you don't know how to turn on the mirror line, the default key is X. So pressing X makes this come on. And this is the odd mirror line build. What we're going to be doing today is using the even mirror line build. So what you'll need to do is press your bracket key left or right to change the mirror line build. So I'll just go ahead and keep it over here on this side. Alright, and that will allow you to place two blocks down at the same time and build with the mirror tool. So the first thing we're going to do on this build is build our pillar here to extend our body up a little bit. It makes it easier to work on the underside. I'm going to go ahead and put 6 blocks down. Now we're going to build a platform on this one because we're going to end up putting some prism plating on the bottom. So what you're going to need to do is make a 4x4 to start with, like this. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these base blocks now. And we're using Tier 8 armored prisms. Make sure you're not using the wolf ones, you're using the right ones. Alright, so Tier 8, a little bit darker color of red too than the wolf prisms I've found. So if you mess up and you put one on there, like I've done sometimes, you'll notice by a slightly different shade of red. Alright, so what we're going to do here, as you see, is place these prisms facing outward. Like that. And then we're going to connect this side to it. Actually, I've used a little bit too many. So we're going to leave these blank and we're going to leave these open. Alright. And then on the corners, we will use these tetra. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and add some of these inners. Bottom. So I'll go ahead and just put them on like this. And we're going to be using more of these prisms on top here. On both sides. Alright, and then here on the sides we're going to be adding some more of these inners. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and add another layer of these inners to the top. Space them in like this. And we're going to go ahead and extend it out one more beyond what we did on the bottom. On both sides here. So I'll just go ahead and put an extra one to turn it. And then erase it. And then underneath we're going to just be adding one of these prisms here faced in like that. Okay, and this will be our cabin area. Go ahead and add 4 of these prisms to the side, face down like that. Alright, now on the underside here we're going to be adding some more prisms and tetra. We'll start with tetra first. Here on the outsides we're going to go put them inwards like this. And then we're going to go ahead and put 2 of our prisms upside down here. And now we're going to go ahead and create our pilot seat area. We'll go ahead and use 4 of these inners. And then we're going to make sure that we're facing forward. On the front side we're going to add 2 more of these prisms like this together. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and get rid of these bottom blocks now. Don't need those anymore. So those are gone. And now let's go ahead and add some legs to the bottom of this. At the back we'll go ahead and go down 4 with these prisms, creating places we'll put our guns on in a little bit. And then on the front we're going to use 3 of the prisms and 1 of the inners. Okay, just want to make sure I have the right one. Like that. Alright, now we're going to add a bunch of stuff here to the front of this hovercraft. First on the side, let's go ahead and add 2 of these inners, and then we're going to add some prisms. Now this is going to be for our stability rudders later on in the process. So we'll add those 2 there. Add one of these backwards and one of these forward like this. And then we're going to continue building out on the front side some rails. So we'll put 1 here and 1 here. Alright, now we're going to add another one of these prisms here to the side. The tetra, and below it, an inner. I'll probably put 1 as a temporary, and then just be able to turn it like this. And then we're going to use an inner facing up like that, and 1 on top. Alright, now we're going to add a couple tetra here to the corner. And between these blocks, we will start adding our inners. Or I guess on these blocks. Go ahead and put 2 between, and then we're going to come out 3 on each side. So it should be a total of 10 altogether. And you can turn these to look a certain way if you want to. There you go. In the middle, let's go ahead and place 2 prisms spaced out like that. On the back, we're going to go ahead and add 1 faced inward. And then up here on the front, the second block, face 1 like that, and below it, 1 tetra. And attached to that, put another prism. So that's what you should have for the front. Alright, now let's go around to the back. Some of this back is going to be similar to what we did on the front side. So we'll go ahead and put a prism face the same way. We're going to also use one of these inners on the side, but we won't make any extensions off it like we did on the other. And then we're going to also have one facing forward, and then we'll run this out a little bit more. Let's go ahead and put one of these here temporarily and add a inner here, and then we'll turn this like this. We're going to add one prism to the end, and then we're going to add one of these to the front. So that's what we should have for this part. Alright, now we're going to add some tetra here to the back. These blocks here, and then two more prisms here on the front, and then we'll be using this to connect some pieces. So we'll start by putting prisms sideways connected to it, and then we're going to grab some inners. Go ahead and put two here on the front, and if you want to take the time to turn these, you can, so the chip side isn't showing up front, as that will be visible. Then we're going to stick two of these inners also faced outwards, so it's going to be a couple of steps to it. So we need to put them on this side to do that. There we go. Alright, and one more of these prisms on the outside, so they should have something look like that for this step. Alright, now we're going to add a couple more of these prisms in the cabin. Actually, I want to turn them sideways, so you turn off your mirror tool for a second to be able to do this. Let's put one on the other like that, and one on the other side. Now, if you have any cosmetics, you can put them on that pillar. I'm just not going to do that in this video. Alright, I guess let's go ahead and start adding some of our functional components. We'll put on our Tier 8 nano disruptors, 2 on the front, 2 on the side on these inners, and 2 on the back on the underside. And that should allow them all to fire at the same time and none of them to be blocked. Alright, let's go ahead and get our pilot seat in the middle here. Again, mirror tool, turn it off. Then toggle it back on, and I guess we'll go ahead and put on our Tier 6 fins next. And when you put them on, put them upside down so they'll fit in between the electroplates we're going to put on later. And speaking of electroplates, let's go ahead and put our Tier 6 on the side. Put them on the back inner right there. Should help protect their bottom. Now we're going to put on our 4 Tier 8 hover blades. 2 on the back like that, 2 on the front. Oh, looks like we have a block turned the wrong way. Let's go ahead and flip this around. This is just part of the guard. Let's switch that over. And then our 2 Tier 8 hover blades on the front. Get our movement finished up. Alright, and let's do our thrusters next. First we'll do our turning thrusters. Use Tier 4s on the front back. And let's put them, I guess, one spot over. There we go, that should fit. And then on the back, right here. Alright, let's just take a look at this. Actually, I'm going to move those thrusters out one more spot, because that's how I added on the last build. There we go. I don't know if it's actually going to get in the way of anything, though it might be okay there. Alright, so we're going to put our Tier 8 forward thrusters on these outcropped prisms, and they're all facing the same direction. This gives you lots of speed, a little redundancy. And then let's go ahead and put our big plates on top. Fit right in front of the other prism, and make sure that they come together on the inside so they cover up the pilot seat area. And then you have your Tier 8 thrusters guarding the front, so it gives you really good protection against getting hit with plasma and SMG. get them on the side here. Let's go to the other side and it will automatically mirror. You don't have to go into your cube inventory again. And then on the front here we'll get our tier 7s. Put them together up front to give us good front protection. There we go. Keep SMG and rail guns and all that kind of stuff out of our cockpit area. Alright, we're almost done. We need to add these radar components. We'll put our radar tier 5 here on the corner. Probably go anywhere on the back bumper actually. I just put mine there. And then 2 of the tier 5 radar jammers. And that will finish up this build. You actually have a little wiggle room on this one to add some more blocks here and there. If you want to reinforce the cabin or reinforce some areas on the underside, you can. I did skim back a couple of blocks on the inside just so you guys have a little bit more room in case you want to customize a little bit for yourselves. But that's it, guys. Thank you for checking out my video. Please thumbs up and leave a comment below on maybe something you'd like to see in the future. And I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I have. And I'll see you again here soon on GamerGuide channel. Later.